high school named Prepa Acatitlan. I have a project and I have to ask you some questions. Can you help me?
Yes.
Sure.
What is your name?
My name's Karen, and
I'm Michael.
How old are you?
how old am I? 50.
And you?
23.
Where are you from?
Originally Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And I'm from Anchorage, Alaska.
Why did you decide to come to Mexico?
I met my husband many years ago in Acapulco, and I stayed.
And you?
I came for the parades and all the festivities that are going on right now.
How do you compare your country to Mexico in the cultural aspect?
The cultural aspect.
Well, we have very different cultures, and the Mexican culture is a lot more vibrant and colorful, but an American is a different culture. I don't know
It's
how.
not as, the United States is not as old, of course, as its culture and its architecture and everything here. And I think it's a little more, that's what I like about Mexico, is the excitement and the color, like Michael says. The United States is more orderly and maybe a little cleaner. But other than that, what? The architecture certainly is different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we love it here. We don't have this in the United States.
I imagine. What Mexican food have you tasted?
Well, what did I have last night? I had
You had arrachea anoche. See, he did. He had that arrachea steak anoche. And, well, I've had everything there is. Every Mexican food that exists, I've had. Enchiladas, the chile rellenos, y chile en nogada, y, you know, everything. Mole. Have you had mole?
I don't think so.
Oh, we'll see you. He just got here last night, so we're gonna get him to taste all the delicious Mexican cuisine.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
So, do you like the spicy food?
Oh, I do. Not too spicy,
Okay.
but yeah, I do. I like the salsas.
And what is the traditional food of the U.S.?
I think it's a lot of what we call comfort food.
Yeah.
Things that are, fried and very oily and fatty. We have hot dogs. That's kind of American.
Hamburgers, French fries, but also a very good steak and a baked potato. It depends a lot on the region of the United States. Like he's from Alaska, so meat is a big wild game, like
Fish. We have lots of
fish, lots of fish and seafood and crab. I'm from Wisconsin, so there's a lot of German immigrants and heritage in Milwaukee. So the big food in Milwaukee is like bratwurst and sausages and salamis and cheeses. We're the cheese state. So it really depends on what part of the country you come from. Like New York is full of Italians and a whole mix. That's the interesting part about the United States, that we have people from all over the world. So to be truly just an American dish usually comes from somewhere else and
heavily influenced by other cultures.
right. But we, like meat and mashed potatoes and gravy with corn and a salad. That's typical American food.
What about the desserts?
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 Our desserts?
Yes.
Oh boy, we've got so many desserts. But I think a classic is like apple pies, cherry pies, apple cobbler, a la mode. We put ice cream on that, and brownies and chocolate cake. Those are pretty classic. Cheesecake, that's from New York.
There's a saying in the United States that it's something is as American as apple pie. So apple pie is really American.
Do you know who was your first president?
I do, yes. George Washington.
George Washington.
Do you remember the year of the U.S. Independence Day?
Yes.
Yes.
July 4th, 1776.
Yes. The U.S. is a very big country. What is your favorite region?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's That's really difficult because I have family all over, and I love to see all the variety of regions. I guess it would be where I am now, Alaska. It's lots of mountains and lots of forests, so I enjoy that.
Yeah, you can't. It's so beautiful, the United States. The difference in landscape from the Midwest is sort of flat to the north. It gets hilly. The pine trees. The South, like Florida, the beautiful beaches. California is amazing on the Pacific. Alaska is incredible. The Rocky Mountains,
There's too many to pick from.
And then the deserts, of course, of Arizona and New Mexico. It just goes on and on.
Okay. How do Americans celebrate Halloween?
Well, we celebrate Halloween by dressing up in costumes and going door to door, and then we knock on the door and we say trick or treat, and if the house is willing, they give us candy, and we just go around neighborhoods going trick or treating. That's what we call it.
What about Thanksgiving Day?
Well, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's a non-religious holiday, and it dates back from the Pilgrims that came over from England. And what year was that? The first one.
The Mayflower.
Yeah, the Mayflower came over, and they survived their first winter, and they broke bread, so to speak, and they made a huge feast, giving thanks that they lived and they survived, and they made it with the Indians that were the native people in the United States. So that tradition is carried on, and it's one of the most important holidays in the United States to this day. And you make a huge feast, and you invite your friends, or it's just your family, whatever, and you sit down and you just say thank you. So it's not a religious holiday. So anybody who lives in the United States, no matter where they're from, they celebrate Thanksgiving.
Can you tell me the way Americans celebrate Christmas?
Go ahead.
Well, how my family personally does it is we cut down a pine tree and we put it in our living room, and we decorate it with ornaments and tinsel, and then come December 25th, Santa Claus and other family members bring presents and place it under the tree, and then when we wake up, we open the presents and we just spend the day together.
Yeah, in the United States, the big day is the 25th, not necessarily La Noche Buena, which here is the 24th. Christmas Day is the big celebration with the family with gifts, and Santa Claus for the children.
Yes.
But my father was from Norway, so we celebrated also another celebration Norwegian style on Christmas Eve. But the traditional American way is, like Michael said,
Sharing gifts, yeah.
Sharing gifts. And a big meal again on Sunday, or at midday. We have another big Christmas dinner with the family.
So, is the U.S. a religious country?
It depends on who you ask, I would think. We were kind of founded on the principle of a separation between church and state. I would say no, but some others might say yes.
Might disagree, but basically, most people try to say it's a Christian country, because the majority who are religious are of Christian faith, Christian meaning Catholic Christian, but that's one of the beautiful things about the United States is the diversity in religion and the freedom to worship whatever religion you want. We hope it'll continue that way, don't we?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about the illegal immigrants?
You mean the ones that are up there in the United States? What do I think about them?
Yes.
Well, we love them. They work very hard, and they do work that a lot of people don't want to do. A lot of them work in families and help with children, and they help build houses. They're part of the United States economy.
I agree. They're just a huge part of the United States, and I don't want them to be illegal immigrants. I want them to be immigrants.
Yeah.
If they want to become a member of the United States, I want to make sure it's easy for them to do so.
But I also, at least I do, I believe in the rule of law, that the correct way.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
We've been talking about this.
I don't know, I can't even say how awful a person he is. We don't like him at all. I was worried because he was coming from Alaska, and a very pro-Republican state, but he said no, he did not agree with. No, that guy is a liar, and I could go on and on and on. He attacks Hillary and everybody and religions and
Mexican people.
Yeah.
I apologize for him.
He's a disgrace, and we've already voted. We voted early, and we're praying that Hillary wins.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think Hillary Clinton will win?
They're attacking her all the time about these emails. This latest thing that the FBI director came up with is just nonsense because they're not even her emails. She didn't even send them. And he blatantly comes out with this without any further investigation. So there are a lot of people that don't want her in. And it's all lies. I mean, we pray that she gets in, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't think he should have gotten this far, so I'm just praying
that he's just a liar, and the people get all... I don't even understand why his followers follow him. He's a disgrace, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Would you like to live in Mexico?
I'd love to, yes.
Yes?
I don't know where I would want to. I mean, I've only seen so little of it. I've only seen, a few around this district, really. So.
He just arrived last night. Imagine, we went out to dinner and now we're here.
But he's been in Brazil and Argentina and Cuba, so he knows the Latin American countries, the culture.
But I love Mexico City. Yeah.
So far, so good, right?
What side of the U.S. you don't like?
I love all sides. Each side has their own own values and their own positives. Some of them do have their negatives. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say, oh gosh, I have no idea.
I have read that Mississippi is a really poor country.
State?
It has its own culture there, and it is poor when it comes to certain education programs and all that sort of stuff. But even then, it has a rich kind of can-do attitude about it, so I appreciate that.
Okay. What do you think about the racism?
The what?
Racism?
Yes.
Oh, well.
No, racism has no place in our society.
Absolutely not.
No, that is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Yeah, race shouldn't even be a factor on anything, so it's people who mistreat people based off the color of their skin it's deplorable. So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy Mexico.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have fun. Good luck, kids.